morning, welcome to Catex TV. My name is Frank Fortunato. Today is Friday, December 4th, 2015. If you want to follow us on Twitter, please go to Catex TV. The Russians have warned Thailand that an imminent ISIS attack is coming very shortly, possibly this weekend, on Russian interests in Thailand. Thai police cited a leaked document citing information from the Russian Federal Security Service urging an intensification of security around target areas that Russian authorities are concerned about, including venues associated with allies that have taken part in attacks on ISIS in Syria. This would mean France, the United States, and Britain at a minimum. Thailand's special branch, which deals with national security issues, has circulated the document to other police units. Apparently 10 Syrians have entered the country and cannot be found. These are Syrians with ties to ISIS. Thailand is Russia's major trading partner in Southeast Asia. According to Thai trade statistics, the volume of bilateral trade with Russia in 2014 amounted to about $5 billion. A press officer at the Russian embassy in Bangkok could not be reached for comment. Well, the ring is closing. The U.S. economy added 211,000 jobs last month. This is a strong pace that would help push the U.S. closer to full employment. The unemployment rate is now at 5.0%, the lowest level during the slow but steady 6-year recovery. This also means most likely that Janet Yellen is going to be able to get the interest rate hike that she's been looking for at the Federal Reserve meeting on December 15th and 16th. This will be the first interest rate increase in 7 years. At least 16 people were killed in a firebomb attack at a nightclub in Cairo after an argument broke out between employees and revelers seeking to enter. Police investigations found that the perpetrators were potential customers who were denied entry after an argument with the nightclub staff escalated to a fistfight. They left the scene and returned with Molotov cocktails that they then threw at the door of the nightclub and into the nightclub. Towers Watson shareholders should vote against the $8.9 billion merger with Willis Group. This is even after Willis increased their offer amid a backlash from investors. The recommendation came from the proxy advisor, the institutional shareholder advisor, Glass Lewis and Company. Glass Lewis said that the transaction remains inappropriately structured and Towers Watson investors should reject the deal. Towers Watson saw investors push back after the initial arrangement was done with Willis. That deal was valued at about $8.7 billion. Willis has sweetened the pot to $8.9 billion, but Glass Lewis is still saying no, don't do it. It's likely that the weight of the institutional advisory recommendations will be enough to swing the institutional shareholders. ISS, the big institutional advisory firm, will weigh in early next week. The situation in Chennai continues to worsen. There are 280 people confirmed dead. There's fear that heavy rain beginning tonight is going to cause further destruction. Officials are mainly concerned, however, right now with brimming lakes in the area. There's an overflowing river running through the center of town and 30 lakes that continue to flood 4 districts. It's the heaviest rain in over a century, hitting the southern state of Tamil Nadu. Meanwhile, increased estimates of insurance losses have now exceeded $300 million U.S. Insurers are expecting a large number of claims from automobiles, property, factories, and small and medium-sized businesses. According to a spokesperson for United India Insurance, we also expect to see major losses in householders and motor insurance policies as most vehicles are underwater. Also, this area is a hub in that part of India for international corporations. More than 250 oil workers escaped injury yesterday morning after an explosion rocked the Anadarko gas refinery near Orla, Texas. The fire broke out at about 9 a.m. at the Ramsey Natural Gas Processing Plant near Orla, which is about 45 miles away from Carlsbad. The plant is owned by Western Gas Partners and is operated by Anadarko. Fire burned throughout the night. Fire units were there all evening, and it is still smoldering as of this morning. The explosion was heard up to 25 miles away. Zurich Insurance Company, Switzerland's biggest insurer, is now increasing their job cuts and relocations to a total of at least 1,800 people now. as the company continues to try to reduce its expenses. They're going to move 300 positions in group operations out of Switzerland by the end of 2018. In the corporate business of a general insurance unit, 360 jobs in Switzerland are going to be axed next year. The move follows cuts already announced that affect about 1,100 positions in 3 different countries. Zurich is faced with increasing difficulties since their attempt to buy Royal Sun Alliance backfired when the losses from the Chinese port explosion at Tianjin came in, as well as an increased reserve requirement for American automobile liability insurance. Martin Sen, the Zurich CEO, stepped down on Tuesday. That's the news for today. The big news in the United States is that the perpetrators in the San Bernardino killings apparently had enough weapons and bullets and pipe bombs in their home to repeat the scenario 10 times over. And it's now beginning to be believed that they, in fact, had been radicalized, or at least the man had been, during a visit to Saudi Arabia earlier, approximately 2 years ago. If we have any breaking news, we'll come back and tell you. Have a good weekend. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you Monday.